They want fewer destinations, longer stays,
Yeah.
and more
I want to
time
live
to
life.
actually experience a place properly. And Norway is ideal for that.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be checking out why Norway travel booming. Why Norway
Travel is booming right now.
I know why. After the World Cup, a lot
Of
of
course.
people have been so interested in
Yeah.
Norway and Scotland.
Yes,
In fact, these are the
actually.
two countries that people are like, I really want to see this country, including me. I myself,
Yeah.
I really want to see them. So let's dive right into the video of today.
The World Cup actually really brought them out,
Yes.
and their fan engagement was like out of the world, especially in Norway.
Who does want to go and see where Ireland came from?
Yeah, and I really did not know that Norway were very happy people until this
No.
World Cup.
Yeah.
More people than ever before seem to be choosing to visit Norway right now. And that's no coincidence.
Yeah.
Something bigger is definitely going on. Now, it's not just about the fjords or the Northern Lights, although that is part of the story.
They have that.
It's more about a
Northern
big
Lights.
shift in
Yes,
how
that's what
people
it
want
is.
to travel around the
Norway,
world. And right now,
Sweden.
Norway happens to fit that shift almost perfectly. Hello, I'm David, and I've lived in Norway for 15 years now. In these videos, I help people from all around the world understand Norway better, and I help some plan their dream trips to Norway through my travel consulting calls. I've traveled Norway extensively during my work as a travel writer and cruise ship speaker. Recently in these calls, I've noticed some clear trends of things people are asking about, not just once or twice, but all the time. So in this video, I want to explain to you why Norway is so popular right now and why I think that trend is set to continue. Let's start with the numbers, but don't worry, I'll be brief. Tourism in Norway has been growing steadily with record numbers of visitors in recent years. There's a few different ways we know this. Accommodation providers reported more than 40 million guest nights last year, which is an all-time high. Also, most of that growth is coming from international visitors. Let's then consider cruise travel. Last year, a record number of cruise ship passenger visits were also recorded at 6.3 million individual port visits, at an average of 4 different ports per itinerary.
Wow.
So yes,
That is almost the size of an entire country for visitors. Switzerland is 10 million, right?
I
We have 10 million.
think Switzerland is like around 6 million.
Million. Like, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
in simple terms, more people from around the world are choosing Norway. The numbers show it. What's interesting is why. Because this doesn't seem to be just a typical tourism boom, there's some clear trends behind it. And one of those biggest trends is due to the world's changing climate. If you look at what's been happening across southern Europe in recent years, the record-breaking heat waves, the wildfires, the cities becoming uncomfortably hot in July and August, well, for a lot of travellers, that classic summer holiday isn't quite as appealing as it used to be. And that's where this idea of a coolcation comes in. Now, I have to admit, when I first heard the term, I thought it was a buzzword. But once again, the numbers seem to show it's real. Instead of chasing heat, people are starting to ask a different question. Where can I go in summer and actually feel comfortable? And Norway is well positioned for that. Summer here is typically warm, but rarely overwhelming. You're not talking 35 or 40 degrees. You can actually be outside in the middle of the day and enjoy it. Now, of course, Norway can get hot. We do see temperatures pushing up towards or even just beyond 30 degrees. Even in the north, yes, really, I've experienced it myself. But that's still not the norm. Most of the time, summer here sits in that comfortable range where you can be active, be outside, and not feel like you constantly need to escape the heat. And then there's the light. Long summer days, especially in the north, can completely transform how you experience a trip. You don't need to rush to fit everything in between sunrise and sunset, because there isn't one. You've got time. You can go for a hike in the evening, travel at a slower pace, whatever suits you. So this isn't just about escaping the heat, it's about choosing a different kind of concept for your vacation. Then there's winter. Now, the Northern Lights have always been a big draw in northern Norway, but something has really changed in the last couple of years. Partly that's down to social media. More people have seen just how incredible the aurora can look. But there's also a scientific reason. We're currently in a strong period of solar activity, which increases the chances of seeing the northern lights, and that's been getting a lot of media attention. As a result, places like Tromsø have become global hotspots for winter travel. But it's not just independent travelers flying north. Northern Lights cruises have also become hugely popular, giving people the chance to chase the aurora along the Norwegian coast while combining it with fjords, small towns, Arctic landscapes, and winter experiences. And what's really interesting here is the knock-on effect.
It's nice that people are not just only traveling for one thing, because one of the things I know that's peculiar about Norway to me, number one, is the aurora lightning. I really want to see it. Like, I want to see the breathtaking. When I'm looking at it, that people are actually going there for realization and the long day. Like, you can plan your life in, like, it's more than like God has given you more than 24 hours to plan your day. Like,
this is a place that
it's
a place that someone should visit at least once in a lifetime.
Yes, before you leave this earth.
So yeah, give you that getaway from normal hustle and bustle of life.
Visit Norway.
Yeah.
Visit Sweden. Like, these two places.
Enjoy nature at its peak.
I'm telling you, it's such an amazing place. Like, God chose to keep them at one of the most amazing location He created, and it's just so beautiful. And you know what? He gave that part of the world an amazing people that knows how to keep it.
Yes, yeah, actually.
Northern Lights have changed how people think of Norway as a tourist destination, full stop. For a long time, Norway was seen mainly as a summer destination. Now, the darker months of autumn and winter are just as important. And that leads on to another big change. People are no longer just travelling in the peak season of summer. Spring and autumn are becoming much more popular, and in many ways, they're actually the best times to visit Norway these days. You still get incredible scenery, whether that's waterfalls in spring or the colours in autumn, but without the same level of crowds you might see in July and August. Prices are often lower, availability is better, and the whole experience just feels a bit more relaxed. And this isn't just anecdotal. Tourism across Norway is becoming less seasonal, and more visitors are choosing those shoulder months on purpose. Personally, I think this is one of the biggest changes happening in Norway tourism right now. Another major global travel trend that's definitely impacting Norway is how people travel. There's a growing move away from checklist-style, bucket list travel, if you will. You know, the kind of trip where you're constantly moving, trying to see as much as possible in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Instead, it seems like people want to slow down. They want fewer destinations, longer stays, and more time to actually experience a place properly. And Norway is ideal for that. I often encourage people in my consulting calls not to take a long road trip itinerary with 4 different stops in 4 different days, but to base themselves in one place.
Yes.
Give themselves a chance to breathe. That way you can spend time hiking along the fjord, take a scenic train journey, or just be outdoors. This is a place that rewards taking your time. It is not a destination you rush through, and I think more and more travellers are starting to realise that. Now, while a lot of people come to Norway for the scenery, they leave talking about something else, the lifestyle. Now, I know this from speaking to hundreds of people visiting Norway for the first time after my cruise ship talks. The concept of friluftsliv, the idea of getting outdoors, whatever the weather, really resonates with visitors. Because it's not just something people talk about here, it's absolutely part of everyday life. And when you visit Norway, you see that, you experience that, and you understand that. There's also a strong sense of balance with work time and leisure time. Everything feels a little more integrated. And you see that especially in places like Oslo, where you've got culture, food, design, and other big city attractions, but also forests, islands, and hiking trails right on the doorstep. For a lot of visitors, that combination is incredibly appealing, and we're starting to see more and more articles and videos talking about these things, attracting a different kind of traveller to
Wow.
Norway. For them, it's not just about what you see in Norway, it's about how it feels to be here. Another big factor in the tourism growth is, well, it's easier to travel to Norway, certainly to fly to Norway, than it's been for a very long time. There are far more international flights, better connections, and much more awareness of what Norway actually offers as a destination, and you can see that in the routes that are being added. Airlines are increasingly flying directly into places like Bergen and Tromsø, not just the main hub in Oslo, and that makes a huge difference. Instead of needing multiple connections, people can get closer to where they actually want to be, whether that's the Fjord region or the Arctic. Now, one thing doesn't change. There's always one big question I get asked time and time again. Isn't Norway expensive? And well, yes, it can be. But having lived here for 15 years now, I think the gap is not as big as it used to be, thanks in part to shifting exchange rates. But also prices have risen across Europe too. If you travel outside the peak summer season, Norway can be more accessible and affordable than you might expect, just not cheap. So why is Norway so
That's not
popular right
cheap.
now? Well, it's not just one thing. It's the combination of cooler summers, incredible winter experiences, changing travel habits, and a growing desire for something more meaningful. Norway isn't trying to compete with traditional tourist hotspots, it offers something different. It's not for everyone, but if you've got this far in this video, well, it
He has
might
to
be
say
for
it
you.
the way it
Check
is.
out this video next for what not to do when planning a trip to Norway. I've seen all the mistakes and I've
Yeah.
made many of them myself, so you won't have to. I'll see you over there.
It's
Wow.
not for
Everyone,
everybody.
I love his choice of words.
And it's not cheap.
Cheap, yeah. And I love the fact he said that you should, because there this style of vacation where you want to go to so many places
Yeah.
within a short time, and you find out that it actually takes out from the relaxation, the fun you plan to have. Just stay at a spot and
Cool.
visit limited locations and then enjoy
Enjoy.
the moments.
Yeah.
I
And
love
also, what I want to put out is, as people are, in the rush to go to Norway, and you're learning your travel guide, what to take and what not to get, you also need to learn what to do and what not to do going to the country, because most times tourists can also be overbearing for the citizens there. Yeah, can make life, just try to be civil, look at the culture of the people, and then behave like them while you are there. Yeah. But in all, Norway is a very beautiful place, and like I say, God gave that place to special people that knows how to take care of it. Yeah. See you in our next reaction. For now, I am still blessed.